Are you thinking about moving to Clarksville, Tennessee, but worried you'll move here and then hate it? Well, if that's you, stay tuned and watch this video. Hey everyone, it's Carla here with Keller Williams Realty, your local realtor in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I thought I'd make a video over why you might hate it here in Clarksville. Now, I really like it. I live here, this is my community, but I understand that maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. And you know, I like to keep it real with you guys on this channel. So I am going to talk about today some reasons why you might hate, or I know strong, that's kind of a strong word, hate, but maybe you will dislike it here. Now, as always, I try to recommend my clients, if they have time, to come here maybe 1 or 2 times, take a trip and check things out, do a little recon, and find out if this is a community that you will really like or can see you and your family here. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and be sure to watch this video to the end where I talk about some perceptions of Clarksville or some stereotypes of Clarksville that I'm gonna go over and let you know my opinion on and whether or not I agree with it or not. All right, so the first point I'm gonna talk about is housing. I am a realtor, so I do wanna talk about that first and foremost. So you might hate or dislike Clarksville for the fact that our house prices have gone up substantially in the past year or two. Now, there's a whole bunch of factors for that. We have a huge influx of people coming to the area, moving in from other states. We were named one of the best places to live in 2019. That, coupled with the craziness of the pandemic and people moving here from other states to all kinds of reasons, remote working options, restrictions, politics, and all kinds of different reasons. But we've had a huge influx of population that in turn has made house prices increase, right? Demand increases makes the price increase. So just to give you an example on the house price increase, in July of 2021, the median price point for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house was hovering right around $280,000 in 2021, July of 2021. Now, as of July 2022, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, a median price point is hovering around $325,000. So just in 1 year, we've gone from $280,000 for a 3-2 to a $325,000 median price point. So right there might would have had taste in your mouth, but it is what it is. It's the reality of a growing city. Just one of the reasons you might not like it. And before I move on, I should also add and talk about rent prices. In July of 2021, the median price point for a 3-2 on a rental property was about $1,450 a month, whereas July of 2022, we're now hovering around $1,600 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath rental. So just so you know, prices are climbing. We'll see how things pan out for the next 12 months or so with the interest rates increasing. We'll see. And before I move on, I'm going to talk about a few demographic stats. The population right now in Montgomery County, Tennessee is around 228,000. Now that's not just Clarksville. Clarksville sits in Montgomery County, and for the entire county, we're hovering on 228,000. And that means that we're a good size. It's a good size here. So my point is, if you're looking for a super small town to move to, then this might not be a good fit for you. You might hate it or strongly dislike it. We do have a lot of things here, a lot of people and shopping and activities to do, and more people moving in every day. The average age here in Montgomery County is 30 years old, and the average household income is hovering around $58,000 a year. Okay, next up, let's talk voting. In the last presidential election, overall, the state of Tennessee voted 62% Republican. In contrast, Montgomery County, we voted 55% Republican, 42% Democrat, and 2.7% Independent. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you lean, strongly one way or the other, just something to keep in mind. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I'll leave it there. Okay, the next reason you might hate it here is the weather. I have talked about this in my other videos, but it is worth saying, again, we do get some extreme weather here. So if you are used to living in an area where the weather is a certain way pretty much throughout the year, be advised that is not how it is here. We have lots of different kinds of weather. We have all 4 seasons. We have extreme weather. We have extreme storms. We have tornadoes, flooding, and extreme heat and humidity. And sometimes we get bad storms and it knocks our electricity out. This happens, a few times a year sometimes, just depending on the year. But you'll see trees down, might be blocked, streets will be blocked, your electricity might be out for a day, a couple hours, maybe a couple of days. It just depends on when they can get out to your area and fix that. So just be prepared, pay attention to the weather, and plan accordingly. But yeah, if you are sensitive to things like that, or you're not used to that, then it definitely might come as a shock to you moving here, and you might hate it. And before I move on, let me reiterate the humidity. It is no joke here. Now, of course, humidity is subjective to where you're from and your perception of things. I've had people that tell me, oh my gosh, I've never sweat so much in my life, Carla. And then I've had other people tell me, oh, this ain't nothing compared to where I'm from. I'm from, somewhere else in the States. They'll say, I don't know, like Georgia or Mississippi or Louisiana. And so they think that the humidity isn't so bad here. So again, it's subjective, but let me tell you, it is humid and it is thick. So you might hate that. All right, next point is the amount of daylight. Yes, you might hate it here during the winter, say between the months of like November to early March, because it gets dark here super early. The way we fall, we are in Central Time Zone here, but the way we fall in Central Time Zone is very much the eastern part of the Central Time Zone, if that makes sense. So during the months of like November to early March, it can start getting dark around 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock. And a lot of people don't like that. They hate it. If you are someone that is sensitive to that, that might come to a shock for you if you're new here. So just be prepared. You might hate it because of that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay, next up on my list is lawn care. Again, I have talked about this in my other videos, and if you're coming from a dry climate, be ready for lawn care. Either come to Accepted and do your lawn care yourself or hire it out. But during the spring and summer, your grass is going to be growing up to your knees within a week. Sometimes you have to mow more than a week. So if you're coming from an area that's not really normal, with the amount of rain here that we get, that is super normal. And if you blink twice, your lawn is out of control. So you're definitely gonna have to invest in either doing that yourself to keep up with it, or hiring a lawn care company to take care of that for you. Let's talk about bugs. I have talked about this as well. You might hate it here because the amount of bugs we get here, we have all kinds, all the beetles, the huge mosquitoes, ticks, flies, just all the things and flying around. So make sure you are prepared for that. Gnats flying, you taking your evening walk and they're flying all in your face. So just prepare for that. Also, you will have potential issues with things like armadillos, groundhogs, opossums. I'm originally from Texas, but I've never had so many issues with armadillos until I moved to Tennessee, y'all. And they're just walking tanks. One got in my backyard not too long ago, and it was a whole situation. And my dog was going after it, and anyway, never had this issue until I moved to Tennessee. So just keep in mind, if you're not from this part of the country, you will be experiencing this, and you'll be wanting to be conscious of deer, especially if in the running and driving in the back roads, you're gonna see deer. They're gonna dart out in front of you sometimes and gonna give you a heart attack. I hate that. You might hate that too. So it is a thing. Be prepared for that, and know that if you move here, the deer crossing the streets and running right in front of your car, it's coming. So just get ready. You might hate that. Okay, my next topic is helicopters or noise. We do have Fort Campbell here, and it's a major installation, a major Army military installation. So if you live within a certain radius of Fort Campbell, you will experience noise from helicopters, your Blackhawks, your Chinooks, your Apaches. They're gonna be flying over your neighborhoods, especially if you're centrally located in town or near post. They're gonna be flying over your home on a regular basis. It is what it is. You might hate it. If you're sensitive to that kind of thing, just be aware of that. I personally don't even notice it anymore unless one of my clients points it out. But if you're sensitive, that might be hard for you. You might hate it. So just something to be aware of. You might hate it here if you are really wanting to be close to a Whole Foods, a Trader Joe's, or a Costco. We do not have those here yet in Clarksville. So if you want that type of shopping, you have to make the trek to Nashville, which is about an hour drive or so. Unfortunately, we don't have those yet. We have a lot of great other options to choose from your shopping, I think anyway. Maybe in the future we'll have some other stores like that, but for now, if that's important to you to have those things like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's close to you, then you might hate it here or strongly dislike it. We are growing, but we're not that big yet. And on that note, I might add before I forget, we do not have a super Target. We have a regular Target. A lot of people make note of that when I talk to them. And we only have one Home Depot. We have 2 Lowe's, but we only have 1 Home Depot. So let me tell you, in spring and summer, Home Depot is packed, super packed. So plan accordingly. And if you are someone that frequents Home Depot a lot, be strategic about when you go, because let me tell you, it is super packed there all the time. So another reason you might hate living here or strongly dislike living here is the sales tax. Yes, sales tax is pretty steep here. So we don't have a state income tax, which is great, but we do have a sales tax for the state of Tennessee at 7% right now. And you add on local taxes from Montgomery County, that's additional 2.5%. So all in, our sales tax here in Clarksville, which lies in Montgomery County, is 9.5%. Yikes. So as opposed to Kentucky, for example, they're at 6% sales tax, but they do have a state income tax as well. So, I guess it balances out. Pick your poison, as they say. There are items that are exempt, such as certain medical items, medical supplies items, things like that. Some certain groceries are exempt from sales tax, but overall, be prepared to pay 9.5% sales tax in Clarksville, Tennessee. Some people do their shopping on post. If you're military affiliated, to pay less in taxes, which is a great option, or you can do some of your shopping in Kentucky if you'd like to help offset that. So just a little tip there. Okay, we made it to the end. At the beginning of the video, I said to stay tuned, and I'm gonna go over some 2 common things that people say very often that I'm going to talk about or myth bust for you. All right, the first one is there's nothing to do here in Clarksville. I hear that all the time. Maybe that was the case years ago, but with the amount of growth we've had here, I just don't get it, how people can say there's nothing to do here. There's so much to do here. Now, if you're looking for somewhere similar to a big metropolitan area like Chicago or Atlanta or Nashville, then yeah, that's different. But for a town of our size, there's so much to do here. So I don't know what to say about that. I don't agree with that. I think there's tons to do here for the family, and if you don't think so, then I don't know. I don't know what to say. We disagree, or you're not looking hard enough. I don't know. And the next one is that Clarksville has terrible traffic, terrible drivers. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. I do have to agree with that one. Now, I think there are some different theories on why this is, but I think it's a combination of so many people moving here in such a short amount of time and the infrastructure not being able to keep up with that, along with the fact that maybe it's a younger demographic. Like I said earlier, our average median age here is 30 years old, so maybe that has a factor to it because it's a younger driving demographic, combined with people from all different parts of the country, and so you have different driving styles and driving habits. I don't know, or maybe people just aren't great drivers here, that's it. But those are some theories on why the traffic and bad drivers are so bad here. All right, guys, that concludes this video. I hope you got some good information or maybe learned something new about Clarksville, Tennessee. And there's tons of lot to like about living here, but I live here. This is my community. I love living here. but of course there's downsides to everywhere. So I just thought I would talk about those things today on why it might not be a good fit for you. So I definitely recommend making a trip here or two to see if it's gonna be a good fit for you and your family. If it's not, that's okay. If you're military, I understand you don't have much of a choice there, but at least this will help you know what to expect. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. If you have any questions about real estate, please contact me, email me, Facebook Messenger me, give me an old-fashioned phone call, and I will see you in the next video. Another reason you may not like, what? I don't know what I'm saying. Living in Tennessee or in Clarksville is the state. Hey everyone, Carla here with Keller Williams. Okay, and what was I gonna say? I don't know. Okay, and the next, I don't know what I'm saying. What is this? I don't know. If you did, please give this video a, don't know what I'm saying.